What's up, everyone? Welcome to today's video. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. So apparently we're getting Heroic Assault. I guess that's a big surprise in a sense, because for most of us, I mean, some of you already were kind of in that place where we're like, man, I hope they, get this thing out, because it seemed like with the silence, there was more than likely going to be maybe some kind of a delay or whatever. I guess the likelihood is now shot to zero, because apparently Heroic Assault might be something that's already embedded within the game, and all they got to do is probably just, open up the faucet and we get Heroic Assault and Starro and all the other stuff. Because for those of you who may or may not know, Starro was kind of suspected, or actually in a sense dug up based on investigations of game files. Harvey Dent is also another one. So like I said, turning on the faucet doesn't seem far too unlikely when it comes to this particular situation. Now, my thoughts about this is a lot of Gotham Knights fans are some of the more realistic gamers out here in terms of expectations. I saw somebody say on Twitter, watch this go ahead and become a big disappointment. And I'm like, yo, unless somebody is getting hyped for something that isn't, I don't think anybody out here is thinking we're going to be playing something epically, different from what we've played in the past few weeks surrounding Gotham Knights. And that's one very cool thing about this community and about this game. You see, over time, I think where the community that plays Gotham Knights has, in a sense, outlasted a lot of other people who came into this game probably not knowing what the game was, probably wanting the game to become something that they probably could not necessarily attain, like wanting the game to have some things similar to Arkham, was the fact that we all had our expectations the moment the game actually got revealed. We got to see the game for what it was back in 2020, and this was actually something that we got to see a piece of the gameplay when the game was first revealed. When we saw the gameplay again in May, we got to see areas like this area over here that was also part of the game that the community could actually resonate with. We were going to be fighting Court of Owls, we're going to be fighting in different circumstances and different scenarios and so on and so forth. And to me, I strongly believe that these were the elements that put everyone out here in a realistic frame of mind, because once we got in that realistic frame of mind, by the time the game dropped, it wasn't a surprise for us. In fact, it was a welcome addition in regard to all of what it is that we had actually seen, to know that there were aspects of the game that we could not necessarily have anticipated, like the depth of the variety in terms of your RPG mechanics. Most of you have seen some of my gameplay videos where I play with Robin using fire and ice builds. You can also use concussive builds, you can use poison builds. All of these things have added a different layer, and each character, even though they may not have too many components to them, because I'm sure many people might say, well, each character is not that necessarily complex. I get it, but when you take the layering per character and multiply it by 4, you can see how, in terms of a development and a value proposition, you're getting the most out of each superhero on, a wider and a broader level, because that's what this game actually took into, into account when it came to all of the above. It took in the broad aspect of delivering a video game to its own community and to its audience. But again, for those who are probably not big fans, I can also understand, there's always that thing where a game can sometimes hit or miss. God of War Ragnarok almost 100% shocked me, but if not for the story and the way that it was, I probably would have been able to enjoy the game a lot more. But the story almost removed my enjoyment for the game. It wasn't for some other aspects that really did, in my opinion anyways, change my outlook overall. But still though, I was almost I don't know. I was shook, man, as to how much I didn't really enjoy Ragnarok as much as I did the 2018 game. So sometimes it really does, happen that way. Elden Ring was another surprise for me this year. So my top 2 games of this year, one of them is what I would almost call a masterpiece, and then the other one I'll just call a fun, janky game that was able to just bring a lot of interesting mechanics. So I'm looking forward to Heroic Assault. For those of you who are probably looking forward to it, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, what platforms you're playing on, and there are some things in the work that I'm trying to see if we can put together regarding a Discord server. I don't really know how that's all going to go, but it's all about time and management. I may not be able to do the management and all that, but we'll see how far it goes, especially based on the quality of Heroic Assault. I want to kind of give it a run. I want to see how people actually feel about it, and if it's something that's motivating a lot more people to jump into the co-op, as somebody who's not really too big on a lot of co-op aspects of a game. I mean, there are very few I pick, and so this might add itself to one of those. But Again, let me hear your thoughts in the comment section, and thanks so much for watching the video. I appreciate you guys' time and audience, and hopefully we'll talk pretty soon in another one. Peace out.